Hey guys, it's Brittany. So, today's going to be a popcorn chat video, and today we'll be discussing on the Christmas film Santa Claus is Coming to Town, or Coming to Town. But yes, so written by uh, Romeo Mueller, um, directed by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. Um, okay, and here are the voices um, of the characters of this movie. Fred Astaire, Mickey Rooney, Keenan Wynn, Paul Frees, Joan Gardner, and Robbie Lester. And also narrated by Fred Astaire as well. And so let's see, so it's a TV movie. Okay, so it's a stop motion Christmas television special, and so yeah, it was aired. Let's see. So music by um Mari Laws. And so it was released. So it was aired on TV December 13th, 1970. So, yes, this is just a great Christmas TV special movie because I don't think I actually grew up with this one, but it wasn't until when I was a little older, maybe when I was, yeah, I would say 13, that I actually did start to watch this one in particular, and yeah, I just really enjoyed it because there are some movies I did grow up watching Christmas movies, but there's other ones that I did not. So I had a lot to watch from the time I was a teen, and I just loved those ones. So if you haven't seen Santa Claus is Coming to Town, it is a TV special Christmas movie, and it's just a really great, like really good movie. It is. So it says here, a postman explains why Santa has whiskers, lives at the North Pole, and brings presents once a year. So, so yeah, in this movie, it's narrated by Fred Astaire, and he is the voice of the postman, and of course, he narrates the story, and he pretty much, yeah, he's the narrator, and so he pretty much tells the story to, like, how once, Santa Claus was once a baby, and this is what happened to us. So in a way, it's like an origin story to, like, how Santa Claus became Santa Claus, and how he became an outlaw, and how he had met the love of his life, and how he had to change his name, and that since then, that like pretty much like how this all started, and him delivering presents on Christmas Eve, and that that by Christmas morning, that those who would wake up on Christmas morning would see that they had gotten gifts from Santa Claus. So it's pretty much telling like Santa's life. Well, his real name is Kris Kringle, although he had to change his name to Santa Claus because at some point, okay, so if you watch it, you'll know what I mean. But yes, this is just a good, very cheerful, very heartfelt Christmas movie, and I love it. I enjoy watching it. So yes, I will be watching it this month, especially when it's like getting close to Christmas. Yes, definitely. So what I also like to do is that I like to watch, I think, some days of December where I like to watch either one, like I think there are some days where I watch one Christmas movie and one movie that isn't a Christmas movie, and there are just some days where I like to watch even just two Christmas movies in one day, and that's fine. I just like to do that for myself personally. And also, what I love to do is that, especially I would say when it comes to Christmas, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I like to watch at least two of my favorite Christmas movies on Christmas Eve and two other favorite ones on Christmas Day. And yeah, that's what I just like to do. So yes, again, this is a good story, and it's just, and of course we get this really good cast, and I gotta say that I might have to do a back in time watches on this, or I could just say this real quick. um but I remember even watching Santa Claus is Coming to Town for the first time. I think I was, yeah, probably 13, and I knew I recognized the voice of who voiced Kris Kringle, who became Santa Claus, and I was like, I know that voice. And so yeah, it turns out it was Mickey Rooney, and so I had recognized his voice because I grew up watching The Fox and the Hound, and he was the voice of Todd, well, at least adult Todd. And so, and plus also, because I think this was around the same time before Santa Claus is Coming to Town that me and my sister would watch National Velvet. So I think this time, instead of hearing his voice, we got to see him, because I didn't even know what he looked like. So seeing him and to even to hear his voice, I was like, okay, yeah, I recognize his voice. And so yeah, it was quite interesting to have at least like seen him in the movie, but also to hear his voice when he had voiced Todd and the Fox and the Hound. And the thing is, even before Fox and the Hound, he voiced Kris Kringle, Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So I had no idea of that, so that was quite a surprise. And I was just like, that is so interesting. Like, I had no idea about this, but I thought, well, he actually he did a good job, voicing Kris Kringle, who, like I said, later becomes Santa Claus. And I was just like, yeah, he did a really good job of that. And plus, but everyone else did such a good job too. And did I look up on the music? I can't remember. But yeah, he was a good actor. He was. And so far, I think those are the only movies I've seen. Or no, not really. Okay, let's see. I think the ones I have seen that he did was, okay, let's see. The very first one is actually The Fox and Hound. Then it was National Velvet. Then Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And let's see. And then, oh yeah, then later I would say when, oh yeah, then it was Night at the Museum. But the thing is, I didn't even know that was him. To be completely honest, only because, for one, um, I think I recognized his voice a little bit when it came to Night at the Museum, although I did not know that was him at first. So it wasn't until I think I saw his name at the beginning of the opening credits, I was like, he's in this movie. So yeah, so at some point I think I did figure out what character he played. But yeah, there's just other movies, and I'm pretty sure he did a lot, but there's just some other movies I just not have seen, and I think I would actually want to watch those ones. And I'm curious too, like how many movies did he did of like to voice like an animated character, because I'm not sure. Okay, it had to be maybe more than one. So let's see. I think there's also. I think he also voiced Santa Claus again, even a year without a Santa Claus. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that one I've seen too. Yes, I'm gonna look into that. I'm thinking of watching a little bit more of movies he did that I just have not seen before. So I will look into that. And, that's just something I like to do. Like, especially if I, um, like for those, like, because I have a lot of favorite actors. And so it's like, if there's just certain movies that I haven't seen of a particular actor, then yes, that is something I will most likely go look into. Where it's like, okay, I know I've seen these ones, but I haven't seen these ones, so I'm just gonna look into that because I would want to be able to watch uh, the ones that I haven't seen. Okay, that's what I was gonna do. Whoops. I'm so sorry. I uh, I was gonna. I Okay. What happened was I was trying to spell Santa, but I typed so fast that I forgot the N, and instead I typed uh Sata. Like Sata. So that was funny. It's cold in here. But yes, I gotta say, I actually love these Christmas TV specials because when they came out at the time they did, it was just, I feel like it was special. It was just so unique. And it's just something that I don't think that has happened again. At least I don't think so. But yes, I would say my favorite one out of all of them is Rudolph. I love Rudolph. I do. Oh, that's what I was gonna do, the music. So, music by. Okay, yeah. It says Murray Law. No, Murray Laws, and lyrics by Jules Bass. And so, yeah, again, you get this good story of what seems like almost like, I would say, in a way, it's like a origin story to how Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, was actually once a baby, and how he was raised by elves, and how they took him in, took care of him, and how this what was she? Let me. I think she's an elf too, although. Okay, so Joan Gardner, she is the voice of Tanta Kringle, a grouchy store lady, town, female townspeople, and more. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. So it shows here of how she voiced other characters in here too. Okay, so yeah, she's the voice of Tanta Kringle. So yeah, and okay, what is she exactly? I think she's also an elf, so she takes him in and takes care of him, and she takes care of him until he's old enough to go out on his own. Okay, it says here, the story begins with a baby named Claus arriving on the doorstep of Burgermeister Meisterburger, the grouchy mayor of Sombertown. Meisterburger orders Grimsley, his aide, to take Claus to an orphanage, but a gust of wind sweeps the baby away. Claus is rescued by a group of animals who transport him to the Kringles, a family of elves. They rename him Chris and raise him, teaching him how to make toys. Okay, so yeah, that is to what happens, and that's what it's about. So yeah, with the so with this bad guy in the movie where so the Burgermeister Meisterburger, he's very grouchy. He's like this very cranky person, and he's, I think, so yeah, and because somehow he has this ridiculous law that toys are what was it? So yeah, he pretty much bans toys, saying how they're illegal, unlawful. So to him, like, having a toy is like, oh, such a bad thing. But when the truth is, there are other things that are far worse than a toy. So yeah, and for him to have this law that toys are illegal and that anyone who is found with a toy, that they'll be arrested and thrown in the dungeon. Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. Like, a toy? Really? I mean, I think there are other things that should be illegal, especially if it causes harm. So yeah, if something causes harm to a person physically, and if it does some damage, then yeah, I would say, okay, maybe that should be illegal instead. But if it's just a harmless toy that kids play with, then no. But then again, I feel like there are some toys that are dangerous, and it's like, why make it that way when you could make the toy somehow safe, for the child to play with. So you know what I mean? So yes, this is a good story, and I just like how we get to see this kind of story, almost like I said, kind of like an origin story to how it all began, to how he was once a baby, and how the elves adopted him, because yeah, his real name is Claus, but how the elves took him in, a family of elves took him in, raised him, and they renamed him, so his name became Kris Kringle. But then when he started getting into trouble, especially because of delivering toys to kids, and so he became an outlaw, and so he had to change his name. But since he started growing a beard and everything, that he had to change his name to Claus. So I don't know where Santa came in, the name Santa, but somehow that came in where he is now Santa Claus. And so yeah, it just shows of that story, and of course the cast. We get a good cast, and they did a good job with their voice performances for the characters, and it's just, I gotta say, it's just like this cute, warm and heartfelt Christmas movie, and it's just something that's like cheerful and just warm hearted, and I love that. I really do. I really love like the family friendly and just like the where you feel the love, like you feel the warmth, and it's a very warm hearted movie, especially with the story and the characters, the music, and everything. So that's what I enjoy about it, and I enjoy this movie. And so yes, I will be watching it sometime this month. But yes, everyone did such a good job, and I miss these kinds of stop motion Christmas movies, but when they came out around the time that it did, it just made it feel special and just unique, and it was just so different, and I miss those. I do. So yeah, but I enjoy watching this one. So yeah. But yeah, honestly, like I said, again, the cast did such a good job, and their voice performances are just really good. It's just so entertaining, but at the same time, you can, like, in a way, relate to them in some way, you know. So yeah, I just love that. Like, with any kind of movie that's like this. So yes, so that is my discussion on Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and of course I love the song as well, and of course I love the other movies after this, which is the Year Without a Santa Claus, because that's a good one too. What else? But yeah, all these other ones are good. But yeah, I'm just looking at the list of those other ones. But yeah, I do enjoy it. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this popcorn chat on Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And let me know if you had watched it and were watching it. So hope you enjoyed this. So for more movie content, reactions, streams, and paranormal, subscribe and click on the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. That's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.